This is our second day in Copenhagen, waiting for the start of a tour which will be taking us to the Scandinavian and Baltic countries. We're a few days early so as to be able to maximize our opportunity of enjoying this fairy tale-like city which is Copenhagen. We're still at the National Museum of Denmark taking a look at the Egyptian collection. The Jelling stones are massive runstones from the 10th century found at the town of Jelling in Denmark. The stones are strongly identified with the creation of Denmark as a nation state. The larger stone mentions the conversion of Denmark from Norse paganism to Christianization. It is therefore popularly dubbed Denmark's baptismal certificate. Early the next morning, we were able to attend Mass at the Sacred Heart Church in Copenhagen. We will be riding the hop-on, hop-off bus today to explore the city a little bit more. The hop-on, hop-off bus, besides having a red and green line, includes a boat line. The 1-hour boat ride is not a must, but an added attraction. It's always a different perspective from the water. This Liberty column in front of the central train station was erected in memory of the peasant reforms in 1788, which led to the abolition of adscription. On this hop-on, hop-off bus, when the ticket guy heard I was waiting for another guy because he promised me a discount, he gave me one as well. The best time to take this bus is when the windows are clean and the front seats at the top level are empty.
There were the headquarters of the Hussars Guard, which was the King's Horse Regiment. Today these buildings house the cars belonging to the various government ministries. Copenhagen to the island of Slottsville. In front of us is the Black Diamond, which was built by the firm of architects Schmidt, Hammer and Aston. It is an extension of the Royal Danish Library. The facade consists of 2,500 polished and modern Italy. There are 450 rooms and 11 doors which need keys. On the right is the world's oldest stock exchange, built in 1624 by King Christian IV.
This is the central part of the city of Copenhagen where the government offices are.
Unpolluted, Marxist, socialist.
The palace is used as government offices. However, several parts of the palace are also used by the Danish monarch, including the royal reception rooms, the palace chapel, and the royal stables. Frederick II was the son of King Christian III of Denmark and Norway. King Frederick II stands as a typical Renaissance ruler of Denmark. 300 years before Frederick II, there was Absalon, who was a Danish archbishop who was the foremost politician and church father of Denmark in the second half of the 12th century. The capital city of Denmark, when it comes to royalty, has had significant development over the centuries, and statues have been commemorated to bring honor to its fearless heroes. Statues have been created to remind its citizens of their forefathers who had sacrificed their lives to attain their freedom. However, the most famous statue the country is known all over the world for is not the statue of a king or warrior, but that of a mythical creature in a fairy tale.
I just wish that I...
Amalienborg is the home of the Danish royal family, which consists of 4 identical classical palace facades around an octagonal courtyard. A flag can be seen in any of its roof if a member of the family is in the palace. Cruise ships are quite plentiful in this part of the world, which ply the Scandinavian and Baltic countries. The nice thing about taking a cruise ship is the convenience of having only one room for several countries the ship will be going to. It has the convenience of not having to pack and unpack every time you get to a new hotel. However, one problem can be the distance of the port to the center of the city. Another problem is the strict time the ship allows people to get on board in the evening to sail off to its next destination. There is no such problem in a hotel. That was a step-on, step-off bus, which is a competitor of the hop-on, hop-off bus. These served as barracks for the Royal Horse Guards from 1792 until 1866. It is now used by the Ministry of Education. This is one of the places you disembark from if you are a passenger of a ship. You either walk or ride to the must-see of the place. Take a look around, breathe the spirit and soul of the city, enjoy and reflect. If it looks good and reasonable, try out a local meal. Look for some worthy or giveaway souvenirs. Maybe some souvenir shirts. If it all looks tacky, I just keep the local money as my souvenir. In this port can be found hundreds of Filipino seafarers working for the cruise ships. Some of them would be able to enjoy themselves while the ship is here. Others have to keep the operation inside the ship running, while others have to keep working, replenishing the supplies of the ship. The statue of the Little Mermaid can be better fully appreciated after reading the fairy tale written by the Danish author Hans Christian Andersen. The mermaid was willing to give up her life in the sea and her identity as a mermaid to gain a human soul.
Afghanistan bananas.
Lunch at Nyhavn was simply delicious. This place would come to mind if asked where our best meals in Europe would have been. The Stadneskud was outstanding.
Where are we now?
Stop number 4.
The boat ride, which was part of the hop-on hop-off bus ride, was enjoyable because of the colorful houses and boats, particularly at the Nyhavn area. There were a few more stops besides at Nyhavn where we could have hopped on. The only problem at the start was when it started to drizzle. They provide a thin raincoat, but it would not have been enough had it progressed to rain. Amsterdam, Prague, and Paris also offer similar river cruises such as this. We've had the opportunity to go to Bruges, Belgium, where we took the river cruise and rode in a similar sized boat, go through a similar sized river. However, each country has something different to offer. Each has its own distinctive history and something to show the world. What travelers make of the experience should bring about nothing but the good which history left it. This will be our last activity before we join the group we will be traveling with in our Scandinavian and Baltics tour. We will be transferring from Andersen Hotel at the center of the city to the designated Tour Start Hotel, which is the Airport Dan Hotel. The Airport Dan Hotel is located close to the airport but far from the center of the city. This is the reason why we come a few days early for a tour. Because we already know our itinerary, we do the things which are not included. We can also spend our time leisurely, unlike in a well-organized tour. Take a look at this musical trio. We're now at the designated first hotel for our Scandinavia and Baltics tour. Today we'll be getting together with our tour director and group mates for the first time. We passed by again places we saw from the hop-on hop-off bus. The old stock exchange building and Christianborg Palace. We'll be going to Amalienborg before proceeding to the ferry, which will bring our group to Rostock, Germany. The Rostock-Gedser ferry will take less than 2 hours, but if we go by land, it will take 10 hours. Amalienborg is the home of the Danish royal family and has a statue of its founder, King Frederick V. The reason why it has 4 identical facades was because it was originally built for 4 noble families. When the Christianborg Palace burned in 1794, the royal family bought Amalienborg and moved in. A member of the royal family is in the palace if a flag can be seen on its roof, and royal Danish guards visibly securing it outside. Waiting rooms are at the disposal of the royals whenever they board or disembark from the royal yacht. We're on our way to Gedser, which is on the south of Denmark, to cross the Baltic Sea to get to Rostock, Germany. Our tour is officially on. We'll be together for 14 days in a bus and 8 hotels. It can really be fun. Sometimes there would be drama. The important thing is that we watch out for each other. Most of the places we will be going to will be new to us.
Around 12 at 1 p.m. it goes up to 20.
That was Gordana, our tour director. And to be able to get to Germany from Denmark, will be boarding a ship.
To the one door. So each door has its own little letter, number and a letter.
Time for lunch and a few minutes to take a look at the Baltic Sea from the deck and the rest of the ferry. Crown Prince Frederick is the Crown Prince of Denmark and the Count of Montpezat. Copenhagen, Denmark is just the first country of this 12-country tour we're on. It will be enjoyable, enlightening, and inspiring. Goodbye, Denmark. We hope to see you again.
Welcome to Germany.
With just 62 kilometers of the Baltic Sea separating Denmark and Germany, it's no wonder the Scandinavian languages are Germanic in nature. Rostock is home to one of the oldest universities in the world, the University of Rostock, which was founded in 1419. George Friedrich Ferdinand, the Prince of Prussia, is the great-great-grandson and heir of Wilhelm II, the last German emperor, who was deposed upon Germany's defeat in World War I in 1918. On the road from Rostock to Berlin in der Bundesrepublik Deutschland. Auf Wiedersehen!